So today we're going to split a ridiculous amount of firewood, and ridiculous by our standards. Going to be using the Super Split HD, probably the fastest single wedge splitter on the market, and then this 40-foot International Harvester, new to us, hay lift. We haven't fully tested this thing, so hopefully we don't have any jams in the system here, but we'll see. We've got about 100 rounds bucked up already. There's a stack here, a stack on the other side over there. No shortage of logs over here if we need to pull down and cut a few more. It's enough chit chat. Let's warm up these machines and get to it. All right, I guess it's about that time to get your headphones on. And
I know. Well, I'm gonna wait a minute and listen for like
stuff breaking.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Maybe I'll do the same.
Just for a minute.
Oh yeah, she's warm. Made a couple quick improvements here. Built this little guy so we keep the chain clean, and we cut this piece of rubber here so that it actually cleans up and sends stuff up. But otherwise, seems to be a pretty decent setup. Hometown acres who. So far, it's a pretty nice setup. We got a few bugs to iron out up there with two guys working that splitter, even though it's a one-man operation. But I think we're about, I don't know, 10 minutes in. We got a basket full already. I'll tell you, the splitter is really nice to have, but man, you couldn't do it without this elevator. And we got this thing for $300, $400 on Facebook Marketplace versus some of those purpose-built firewood conveyors that cost 10 or 12 grand or more. It's working pretty good so far. So let's make a default rule. If I have space, the first split goes here, and it'll keep coming here until I can't get a log by it. That way I have stuff to work with if you're running away.
Okay.
Got one jammed underneath. Had one jammed underneath. How'd you see that? Did it fall? The camera was probably facing the wrong way. We'll never know.
It had to not let go of it up there.
And brought it underneath.
Around.
Do you think it was stuck like you talked about?
Oh, yeah.
One thing we talked about was perhaps putting a flat piece of metal at the end of this so that things can't kind of run through, get stuck in the spindle, if you call it, and suck back in. That had to have been what happened on that one. We'd have found out real quick when it tried to turn there at the bottom. Got another half basket full. What time is it? We've been out here for half hour, still ironing out the kinks. And just like that, we got another full one. That thing is so long, you think you're done moving wood, but stuff keeps falling out of there. Yeah, buddy. We filled that basket in 12 minutes. Now I know we're not stacking it in there. Adam at Hometown Acres did the math, and it's not much less efficient to just dump them into the basket. So we'd rather do that and get more work done than spend our time stacking in the baskets. Plus we're not selling this stuff. This is all for personal use. Another one's full. Once we're out of baskets, which we only had like 4 or 5, we're just gonna stack up a mountain out there. We made it through half our rounds, so we're now pulling from this pile over here, which I think is actually the smaller pile, but there are some significantly sized rounds in there. This is all junk. Have junk fire. Now we're gonna just drop them on these pallets and make a mountain out of this, and whenever we need it, we'll just come grab it with the grapple and fill a basket, or maybe fill that old barge wagon over there. Kind of take it around the property where we may need it. I am very pleased with this setup. This is the first time we've ever used this thing. Like I said, bought it for like $400 on Facebook, about 2 miles away. This thing's awesome. Those guys are wrapping up over there. We got 6 baskets here full. I think Chris has 2 over at his barn full. There's 1 randomly sitting over there full. We've got a good jump on things. This log pile though is not small. I don't know if we'll buck up any more today or not, because quite honestly it'll take us a while to get through what we have as far as burning goes. Put a good dent in it because it started out here somewhere. Still a lot left to go, and a lot honestly of dead ash standing around the property that needs to come down. That's a big one. We're going to spend as much time just standing around talking about what we just accomplished, as much time as it took to accomplish it. I think we split for 2 hours based upon maybe the hours on the tractor. Ended up with this massive pile here, probably 3 of those baskets or so, maybe more. Pretty good footprint. And then filled 6 over there. So as we stand around and talk, about this setup, one thing that really was, you know, apparent is that this is awesome, that is awesome, but those by themselves are not really the ticket. It's this combination, because this thing produces so much firewood so quickly that this is needed. And this is not needed if you have just a, you know, hydraulic log splitter that only runs, you know, cycle time of 30 seconds or 20 seconds. But together, this pairing is absolutely amazing, and honestly worked out better than I think any of us thought it was going to. And having a 40-foot run to get your firewood all the way out there versus one of those dedicated conveyors that are 10, 15, maybe 20 feet in the money. This is the setup. So while I've had this splitter for about 6 months now, this was kind of the first big run, if you will, and the first time using this old hay elevator in this setup. So I'm sure you'll see many more videos of us out here doing this as we work to get this pile split up over here. And then we'll probably at some point pick this whole setup up and move it across the property to a couple other locations where we have a lot of standing dead timber that needs to come down and be split. So I hope you all enjoyed this one. I know we had a great time out here working together. If you did, hit that subscribe button, come back and see me, and we'll see you guys next time. Take care.